Welcome to devotion. I'm not going to try to sing because I just cracked through the last one. um, let's see. The topic is enabling. And oh my goodness. Spiritual homework time, because that is a super tough one. Especially if you depend on the person you're enabling in any capacity for anything. Because then you're like, if I stop, then they may withdraw support, or they may become nasty or mean, or not depend, but if you have to be around, I'll put it that way. Not necessarily depend on them, but if you're trying to keep peace, say you work with them, or you live, or whatever the relationship may be, you visit or you take care of them, and you really just want to have a peaceful, space with them. So Lord, I already took the steps to not send money, to not enable that way, right? But why am I still going to the store? Why? And I have to unpack that because I don't even know how to approach that spirit, because on one hand, I know it's like, it could be like food for me. I eat, right? I'm happy. It may not have the same effects as someone that has a addiction to other substances, but I could back up. I have backed up on several occasions where I needed to just kind of cleanse or clear whatever. So I can stop. Okay, so that's the difference. I had not really unpacked that. I've had to take breaks and just, I've had to juice. I've had to do water. Especially during the pandemic and just other times when something was just like off. Like, okay, I need to pause for a minute and just, get right or whatever. For however many days I felt that. So I guess, I don't have to have the things that I may crave. Like, I can do without it. I can stop. But, I still enjoy it. I hope I don't mistreat anyone when I'm craving. Spirit. Okay, so I kind of... All right, okay. Getting back to the actual issue of enabling. That's what I was trying to understand, is that craving, that, that they have, the addiction. It's like sugar for others. Oh no, okay, it's not. Okay, let me stop trying to downplay it. Biting my tongue and everything. I knew I was going left. Okay. The behavior is a lot more erratic. It is awful. Not everyone, I'm not trying to generalize, but in my experience, the two especially that I've dealt with or I've had to come in contact with, or just completely different beings. And it's like they will light into you. Well, they did. If I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it, And on the flip side, the other side, I'm trying not to burn those bridges because of their need for help. More so than I, need the relationship or whatever. don't want to necessarily sever or break any bonds or any ties. However, how strong are they, Spirit? If it kind of is like, if it's what's the word I'm looking for as I drift off? God, what is that word? Yeah, I mean, it's just a delicate situation. And then it's conditional. It's not unconditional. And that's one of the things Spirit is showing me, is that if my enabling someone's behavior is to keep peace, then that's not really unconditional love. They shouldn't change based on whether I say yes or no to, helping them or just whatever. Yeah, they should understand, but I've learned they're not in their right brain or their right mind. And then it manifests in so many ways, in mental illness and a cognitive decline as well. The length of abuse and the amount of abuse that I wasn't even here for, honestly surprised me, because I had no idea. Of the severity of the behavior, the mood, the extent that they will go to get what they want. If they don't have it, the cravings. I mean, just all of that, the switches, the personality changes. Like, geez, I get why I was removed from situations. But Spirit, why again am I... Okay, I'm not going to do that. So, since I have withdrawn my support in different ways, life is better, right? Because I don't feel like I'm always out of order. Like, I have decided... Okay, what's the song? That's not the melody. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. No turning back. Okay, so I decided for me, I want it to be in order, but I'm like, Lord, the relationships that I have are toxic, right? But at the same time, I feel like I've been on a mission, in a sense, to help connect them to resources, because no one else really wants to be bothered, and that's the bottom line. When dealing with addictions and mental illness, mood changes and erratic behavior, it's easy for someone that's not necessarily close, or could be, to be like, nah, just get pissed off or whatever and just be done. But they still need help. If everyone just turned and left, then what will happen, right? Not necessarily blaming or accusing or, however, at the end of the day, I've learned through a lot of observations and experiences, most recently in my devotions, my unpacking, my spiritual homework, that I took a couple of Bible lessons for this when I guess Jesus went into the different areas. He didn't just preach in beautiful, pristine places. he went into, I guess, what they call the gutter. I don't know if that's the word I would really use, but the hood. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. The alleys, and so Amazing Grace. I've learned not to judge at the same time as almost like a give and not a well, I don't want to use the word compromise, but almost like a give and take. Like, I know I still go to the store, but I got you that doctor's appointment. Right? I got you to go. I'm making progress. Oh God, it felt awful, but it was like, okay, I'm going to do this in order to try to move you a little bit further on the other end. And I don't think the Spirit is blaming me or is faulting me for having to do that. Yeah, and I think, what was the song I was about to sing? I dodged. I'm not going to even do it. Okay, yeah, I don't want to do this. So enabling, again, I've learned super difficult, super hard to be like, nah, I'm not going to do it. I mean, to be like, I guess, the bad person, because the truth is they're going to get it from somewhere else anyways, usually. There's so many stories and so many things that they do. They've already been doing it for years. So it does not mean that I have dismissed them or I don't care, because I think they're just set in their ways and never going to change. But as far as me, I've decided, to follow the example or, the moral principles, that Jesus, that he had shown in his lifetime. So, then what? What does that take us? When part 2 is noticing other people that are enabling it, maybe not realizing, or maybe they do. I mean, how can they not know the ramifications of sending money that's spent for whatever? It's not spent for food. It's not spent for a light bill. It's spent for, their habits. And that is what keeps them stuck. A part of me thinks that some people are happy when someone else is below them. Because why would you keep doing it? Why don't you want them to come up and be on your level? And let's just say you ignorant, Okay, then what? Do I mention something like, hey, what you're doing is going to put them in the earlier grave? They are way over the limit, not just recreational, but it is way toxic. And even if they hate you, they may not like you if you say no. What's more important, someone liking you or your soul, your own spirituality, your own conscience? Am I here to people please, or do I want to have a clean conscience? Do I want to be right within myself, within my mind? I don't think it's possible for me to be whole if I participate in something that's wrong. And I'm not a goody two shoes or holier than thou, but it's just a path you choose, you take. If you consciously go down that road that you know is wrong, then if you're practicing those things, And then, I mean, I was going to say practice evil because it is evil, because it's destroying someone's health, just their mind, their everything. That's evil. That's not good. Whether I was aware of it or not, once I am aware. Because before I was not aware when I was sinning, when I was, a part of the problem. And even when I became aware, it wasn't like a swift overnight thing. There were certain things, like I said, I still did in order to move other parts along, to get help. Because, most of the time it's not going to change overnight, if at all. But it's a part of, my humanity is seeing that, okay, there are certain things that are taken care of.